I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still going to talk. Welcome to Unfiltered. As you can see, we're back in the studio, and I've got my crew with me here to help out tonight. I got to tell you, Bruce, what a tough job that was last week, trying to do everything that you guys usually do in there, man. I got to hand it to you. All right.
It's nice to be appreciated.
Cupcake.
Oh, muffin.
I want to remind everybody that we do have a new email address. It's simply, I told you it was coming, Bruce, unfiltered@hotmail.com. You already had it up. I didn't even notice that. Great job. Again, thanks, Bruce. I guess I'm going to start this week with, the whole bailout thing, because apparently they're getting bailed out by the government. And before we came down to film on Thursday night, they showed the little news clip of all the I guess the big wigs. It was President Bush and John McCain, who has suspended his campaign to go back to Washington and help out with this situation, or to cover up the fact that he was involved in making it. Barack Obama was at the table. There was the big ugly guy, Paulson, big bald. I mean, he looks like one of the bad guys from a James Bond movie. And all them guys were around this table. And the thing that struck me, they're figuring out what to do to solve this problem. Not one of them people around the table lives paycheck to paycheck. Guaranteed. These are all people with more money than probably all of us in the studio tonight combined. And it's stupid. This is the figure. $700 billion that the government is going to give to this Paulson guy, who says the only way that he'll take this money to help out is if nobody investigates him or where the money goes, or, like the no questions asked policy, which is stupid. And I'm thinking $700 billion. What's that going to do to our war effort? That's like a couple weeks. We're going to have to cut the war short, because we won't be able to afford to keep the soldiers over there, because Wall Street needs money. So, I mean, you can spend your money however you want, but I mean, you got to get your priorities. Either we're going to win the war on terror, we're going to bail out the banks. The money's got to come from somewhere. You're not just going to, Bush isn't going to reach up Cheney's butt and whip out $700 million.
Well, you don't know.
I heard somebody say that the government is just going to print this money to pay for all these things.
I heard it was $2,000
$2,000?
for every person.
No, the quote. The thing was, I can't remember who figured it out. I think it was the Daily Show, because I get a lot of news from the Daily Show, that $700 billion is enough for 2,000 McDonald's apple pies for everybody in America. Because Bill Clinton said he'd just as soon have the 2,000 McDonald's apple pies. I thought it was good. He did a great job on the Daily Show the other night, man.
That's the first time I would agree with Mr. Clinton.
Really? I agreed on a couple other points too, but I won't go into that here. But yeah, $700 billion. And where's it going to come from? The taxpayers. Now, what people don't realize, they think that's going to solve this whole mortgage thing. And that everybody that's in trouble with a mortgage is going to be just fine. That's not the case. These people with small house mortgages that are in trouble, they're still going to be in trouble. They're just going to be paying more taxes on top of being in trouble with their mortgage. It's not like the government is going to come around and go, oh, you've got a mortgage, you're way behind in. Here, have a bunch of money, pay off your mortgage.
I like that.
Which is maybe what they should do. Maybe they should take $700 billion and not buy the mortgage securities, buy the mortgages. Pay the banks this and then say, okay, now we own the houses that all these people live in, and they will pay us back at a ridiculously low interest rate because we're the government, technically a non-profit.
Well,
And,
they haven't had a profit.
you know, when Clinton left office, there was a surplus. Yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway,
That's twisting the
this is kind of, it probably is twisting the facts, but
You can
I
make
don't care.
anything look good on paper, man.
Yeah,
This
that's
isn't-
how we got in the mess.
This isn't the no spin show. I'll spin anything any way I feel like spinning it.
That's how we got in the mess.
But I'll only spin stuff so far and then spin it the other way so people don't get dizzy. If you keep spinning stuff the same way, eventually everybody gets dizzy. I caught this, a news clip had Joe Biden from a quote that Joe Biden made. He said that when the stock market fell in 1929, that President Roosevelt went on TV and told everybody, you know, not to panic, that everything was going to be all right. Well, for one thing, with 29, Roosevelt wasn't president. And in 1929, there was no TV. So this is our vice, you know, Obama's vice presidential candidate made a statement like that, and somewhere in the world, Dan Quayle is going, yay! Finally, somebody's going to make me look like a genius. Yeah. Yeah, him and Al Gore, you know, with the tomato, potato, don't know how to spell stuff, you know? And it's not his fault, you know, he grew up in the whole hooked on phonics age, and we've got people that work at Athens that are the same way. You look at their spelling and it's atrocious, but it is spelled phonetically, just the way it sounds. So hooked on phonics, beautiful creation. All right, let's get off of the comedy stuff and get on to what caused the problem. Everybody's talking about the government caused the problem. I mean, they're taking it all the way back to Reagan, blaming Reagan and the deregulation of the banking system and the mortgage companies. Let me tell you, it has a lot to do with government, but it didn't start with the deregulation of the lending institutions. It started with the government regulation on food. Now think about this. When the government stepped in and said you can only buy meat that's been inspected by government officials and food that's been tested and approved, that put an end to all the family, community access to food. Because you could no longer raise beef, slaughter it, and sell it to your neighbors. Or trade it to your neighbors. You know, trade a couple steaks for a few ears of corn, some potato, you know, and it didn't cost $5 a pound for a steak. You know, because there was no shipping costs. There was no handling costs. You know, but the people that were in the business knew what to do. if if any of my friends came up and gave me a venison steak and said, here's a venison steak I killed a couple of years ago, it's been in the freezer for a couple of years, I'd eat it. I wouldn't think twice. Oh my God, it's not USDA. You know? That's what started it. The families, when the families' farms started to go under, then the younger people started moving away from home because there was nothing to stay on the farm for. And the family home split up and turned into 2 family homes, and then 3 family homes, and then 4 homes in a family, and 5 homes in a family. And every one of them was mortgaged, except the farm. But once the farm failed, the farmers couldn't even afford to pay the taxes on their farms without, because all their kids had moved on and didn't send money home anymore. And that's what it is. No more family home. These homes that were, homes used to be in families for generations. And the grandparents would live in one section of the house, and the family would live in another section of the house. And if there were kids and siblings, either they took a part of the house or they built small houses on the family property. But no more. Just because the government said, we're taking control of the food supply. That's it. Not only does the government control banking and our energy, they also control our food. And the government will be the ones that will say when we are going to starve or not starve. It's the same thing. They push ethanol as a fuel. Well, ethanol eats into our food crops. Stupid thinking. It doesn't? Oh, all right, but they can make ethanol out of switchgrass. Way cheaper and more efficient. But no, they still push the corn ethanol because maybe it's a little bit cheaper to make.
We produce more corn than the U.S. will use, but we sell it off to other countries.
Okay.
More expensive.
We produce more, Greg says we produce more corn than we can use.
But if they can make it more expensive if they bring up the use in the U.S.
If more people would eat corn. Yeah. The problem with this whole deal is that we have a system that nobody understands. Nobody can figure this crap out. You have to be a doctor of economy in order to figure any of this out. You have to go to 8 years of college, 10 years of college, just so you can figure out the money that you've got in your pocket. It's stupid. It's really stupid. And maybe we do need to go back to the barter system where we just trade. No more of this me stuff. No more of these CEOs making hundreds of millions of dollars every year to sit in a fat office on their ass and make decisions. Maybe it's going to be, look, I do something for you, but you're going to do something that is equal for me. None of this interest crap. It's not like I'll sell you a chicken, but you're going to pay me a goat today and a pig tomorrow. No. It's, a chicken for a pig or 2 chickens for a pig or whatever it is. There's no, interest in the barter system. I do for you, you do for me. And that's the way this country was formed. And we're not I don't think we were meant to be a technology-based society. We were meant to be agrarians, agricultural people. Because, another great point, when you grow things and then you harvest them and then you grow more things, you help the environment. You're replenishing the soil every year. You're replenishing the atmosphere every year. Because plants breathe in carbon dioxide all on their own. You don't have to come up with some multi-billion-dollar contraption to scrub CO2 out of the air. You just have to grow and harvest plants. The environment will take care of itself all by itself. All right. So that's the bailout crap. Who cares? We're all going to end up paying for it anyway, so that the same thing can happen. The rich get richer and the poor just, eventually die of starvation. So we'll go to crew call. Like I said, we got the regular crew. Greg on camera 3, and he's been running around adjusting every other camera too. And in the booth, Bruce and Andrea.
How's it going out there tonight, Rick?
It's going good. It's nice to have you back.
We never left. We did the show last week, but it didn't get in the can, as they say. It never got finalized for some reason. We had a bad disc or something, and basically had no show. So you ended up winging it by yourself Friday night, and found out it's a lot of fun and games in here.
Yeah, and I was real surprised because I think I did manage to recreate the better part of the show from last week.
You did quite a bit that was very much like the show. So the viewers didn't miss a whole lot. Fortunately, you were able to recreate a lot of it, so it came out pretty well.
It is tough though.
It's a challenge. Fortunately, I got Andrea in here tonight to help me with some of the graphics and the sound, so it makes my life easier in here with 2 people instead of just 1. But
yeah,
it's quite a challenge to do it by yourself. It's a lot of fun though. It's a lot of fun.
It's definitely fun.
But that's kind of a preview of what you're looking at trying to do as a sideshow, huh?
Yeah, and I'll be talking about that a little bit later in the show and filling everybody in on the news that's going on.
Very cool. We had a half-decent race this past week. It was interesting because the shrub had a little bit of a challenge, but we'll let Andrea fill everybody in on the NASCAR excitement this week, so we'll turn it on over to her.
Yes, it certainly was exciting because our favorite person, well, my favorite person in the whole world, the little skunk, came in dead last, and I was excited. I just can't say enough about it. I mean, what a shame. Oh, God. Tisk, tisk. I feel so bad. Not really. Anyways, it was really a great race. I loved it. I like to watch Dover because it's one of those things. You never know what's going to happen. It's real exciting. But anyways, when the thing was all said and done, it wound up with Greg Biffle taking his 2nd in a row, and which was real exciting for him. And all of a sudden, Mr. Biffle is a real factor in the chase, and now some of the others are starting to get a little bit nervous. Matt Kenseth finished 2nd, Carl Edwards 3rd. Now, the bad part about that is they're all 3 Roush cars, and he finished 1, 2, 3. Now, that's good for them, but it kind of sucks for the rest of us. Mark Martin had a real good finish with a 4th place finish, and then Jimmy Johnson came in 5th. And I was kind of bumming because we have our own little pool, and because Martin Truex didn't make the chase, I had to pick Kevin Harvick. And doggone that Jimmy Johnson would not slow down just enough to let Kevin Harvick go by him, because if he had, I'd have won the money. Instead, somebody else did. But anyhow, that's how it finished out. Now, the standings are real interesting because now we've still got Carl Edwards in 1st, Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Greg Biffle 3rd. Jeff Burton came up 1 spot into 4th. Kevin Harvick came up 5 places. He is now in 5th, so I'm really kind of excited about that. Then there's Clint Boyer, who came up 3 positions. Tony Stewart stayed the same in 7th. Jeff Gordon actually came up 3 spots into 8th. Dale Jr., poor thing, he lost 5 positions. He is now down in 9th. Matt Kenseth came up 2 spots. He's in 10th. Denny Hamlin, he lost 5 places, so I'm sorry, Rick, he's down in 11th. And Kyle Busch, oh boo-hoo, he is in dead last for the chase now. All that time he stayed in first, he's now in last. But I got to tell you, he has got to be one of the drivers with one of the most negative attitudes I've ever seen. If I were Joe Gibbs or J.D. Gibbs, I'd have been chewing him a new butt. Because when they interviewed him afterwards, he is just the epitome of Mr. Negativity. All he could say is, well, we're done. It doesn't matter anymore. He's pretty much thrown in the towel. He figures that they're just over and done with for the chase. And that kind of has to be a bummer for his crew because he kind of puts a bad light on them too. And so I'm not real fond of Bush, and that's one of the reasons, because he just doesn't have enough good things to say about anything unless he's winning. Now, one of the nationwide drivers, Brad Keselowski, is going to be starting or attempting to start 2 of the Cup races this year. He's going to be driving the Hendrick number 25. It'll be a 5th car, and he'll be starting at Lowe's on the 11th of October, and then he'll also be racing at Texas. And the only other little piece of news that was worth any mention is Allmendinger, who has been driving the number 84 Red Bull car. At the end of this season, he and Red Bull are parting ways, and right now there's been no announcement as to what exactly is going to happen to Allmendinger. But anyways, that's all for the Dover race, and they'll be going on to Kansas this week, so it really ought to be a lot of fun. But anyways, it's back to you, Rick, so we'll catch you later.
Thank you, Andrea. Useless facts. This is a good one. The highest lifetime yield of milk for a single cow is 55,849 gallons. Yeah. Today that's important because this story here. Apparently PETA, the people for the ethical treatment of animals, these are the ones that don't eat nothing without a face, or nothing with a face. They're like pressuring Ben and Jerry's to use human breast milk for their ice cream instead of cow milk. I mean, ice cream sales will go up. The problem is, unlike cows, you can't have a farm with 200 or 300 pregnant women hanging around to be milked every day.
Unless you're Mormon.
Well, yeah, but even Mormons, I mean, you couldn't, that would be like slavery, wouldn't it? I mean,
If you had your own cult, you could probably get away with it.
that's still an awful lot of milk, you know, to make ice cream.
How many wives did that Koresh guy have down there in Waco, Texas?
They don't necessarily have to be your wives. They just have to be, I don't know, what do? Get just a bunch of, like, runaway bimbos or whatever and get them all knocked up? How is this going to work? I can't figure it out. You want women to stay pregnant, but yet abortion's a bad thing, so that's out. So all these women that you're going to get milk from for ice cream are going to be spawning kids left and right and are going to want ice cream. It's going to be like this never-ending cycle, and, you know, I mean, the farmer could be charged with sexual harassment every single day.
What I want to know is, what are they going to do with the cow's milk? Because you ever hear those cows bleat when they haven't been milked?
Let me think.
They're in pain.
Oh yeah, from my time at the agricultural college and seminary school, I know how important it is for regular milkings of cows. Yeah. I mean, but do we want all the women running around the world screaming because they haven't been milked? I mean, see, these people like PETA, they don't think things all the way through. Sure, it's a great idea because, from what I understand, human breast milk is, for one thing, very nutritious, and it's got stuff in it that is good for babies. Therefore, it probably is good for humans in general. You know, maybe throughout your life. If you drank strictly breast milk, maybe you'd live to be 300, 400 like the people in the Bible did. Who knows? But who's going to test it? I don't know. It's just a stupid thing, and who cares? All right. This time, we're all set up. I think I'm right back on time, aren't I, Andrea? I wrote my list of things down, but I didn't write times for myself, so. All right. Well, we'll shoot it on down into the bunker, see what's going on with Tarzan this week.
Hey,
Tarzan!
Rick, where the hell are you tonight, Rick?
What are you looking at, brother?
Oh, this is an 83 copy here of my magazine, Easy Riders, and I don't know, strong resemblance to Sarah Palin there. I'm not.
Really?
I might be off on that one, but I'm not always on. You know, Rick, I got a headline for you. Keen rejects wieners in the wee hours. The extended discussion over late-night hot dog vending finally reached a boil when Mr. Bach was quite steamed. I think it's a crock of shit, and this is a clown court, and I will be back, and I will try to rectify this so I can sell hot dogs on the corner there. Now, that's never going to happen because they have to redo the city charter just to accommodate you, Mr. Bach. And that means the guy that can go down there at the same time at night and sell ties if he wants to. So stop swearing in the paper, okay? You know, I got to speak real quickly on PETA too, Rick. It's just the most flabbergasting story I've heard for the day. This whole thing with the breast milk. How the heck, what do they do? Mail out pumps to these women and have them mail the milk to them? What the heck's wrong with PETA? Aren't they supposed to be worried about other things like lobsters and goldfish and I don't know.
How about humans?
Those things that cross the street over there on North Lincoln that Steve Finley keeps talking about on the radio. They have to build a little tunnel for them. The frogs and salamanders. Now, I'll tell you what, Rick, while we're on the subject of milk, while China grapples with its latest tainted food crisis, the political elite are served choicest and safest delicacies, Rick. They get hormone-free beef from the grasslands of Mongolia, organic tea from Tibet, and rice watered by melted snowflakes. Okay, Rick, this is an abomination. Liquor causing blindness or death. Milk tainted with industrial chemicals, Rick. 12,000 babies sick. As of today, 4 are dead. Now, what the heck is that all about? I know what, Beijing, China, forget you. We're not talking about you anymore tonight. You know, I just want to say thanks to Greg and Senator Sununu for getting a fund of $937,000 for the Veteran Cemetery there in Bosquen. It's a revered site with over 15,000 pre-approved applicants. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but I guess they're not dead yet. Now, in Lincoln, Nebraska, Rick, there happens to be a ban on indoor furniture outdoors as of October 1st. No more ratty recliners, porch couches are now banned. Now, isn't that something that Rick and Keene could get their...
Stop the Madness news breaks.
Here we go. We got to stop the madness news break, Rick. Clay Aikens is gay. Did you hear me, everybody out there in TV land? Clay Aikens says he's gay. He wants the AP to spread the news. This just in, Rick. Lindsay Lohan, she's gay. She's dating Samantha Ronson. And they say it ain't no joke. They are for real. They are a couple. Cute.
Wow.
I'm hip. You know, we got a small Christian college, Rick. This is a little freaking deep here in Newberg, Oregon. Now, this is already starting, and this is going to tear this country apart. if this keeps up. They had burned an Obama effigy found hanging from a freaking tree over there. Now, this has got to stop. We can't be divided like this. We're in a holy war. We got Iran up our you-know-what, Iran up our other you-know-what, and who knows what Pakistan's going to do. Then they got that freaking knucklehead Ahmadinejad at the UN this week. Why didn't they walk him down Fifth Avenue past all the construction? He never would have made it back to wherever he's coming from. No, not in New York, baby. Now, speaking of New York, Rick, we got a man shocked by a taser, falls 10 feet and dies. Now, the cops knew that he was a little crazy there. They were chasing him naked up a flight of stairs or something. He was swinging a large fluorescent light at the cops like he was a saber fighter in a Star Wars flick. This is what's happening to our country. This is going to stop, too. With that, Tarzan's out of here.
Peace, brother. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's very possible that Sarah Palin was in 1983 Easy Rider. She was probably just about that age. And you know, the one thing I like about Sarah Palin? Her legs. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to talk politics tonight. Let's, like I haven't already, you know. The government's on the hook for billions. That's all I know. Let me get to some of these because I read a bunch of these last week and they just went out into the air into what is becoming known here among our crew as the Lost episode. And it's on the disc. You could see it. It's just you can't get the information to come off the disc. There's a couple of great pieces of information. Experienced waitresses say that married men tip better than unmarried men. Yeah. I don't know why. And it doesn't say about married women or unmarried women either. It does say women shoplift more than men. The statistics are 4-1. Yeah. You know when somebody says they'll be with you in a jiffy? That's actually a measurement of time. A jiffy is. And if somebody says they'll be with you in a jiffy, they're quick. It's 1/100th of a second. Yeah. How about this? In Japan, robots pay union dues. Yeah. I don't know where they keep their wallet. They must have a special, like, pouch or something. Tug of war was an Olympic event between 1900 and 1920. Tug of war. Yeah, imagine the training for that.
And now we have curling.
Now we have curling. Oh, I can't wait for winter. Thanks for reminding me, Bruce. And speaking of winter, winter's coming up soon. You know, fall is upon us, and the leaves haven't quite started changing yet, but in the swamp areas and stuff they have. A lot of people will go out and buy a old Farmer's Almanac for the winter forecast. But I'm cheap. So I just went and found an old farmer and asked him, what's this winter going to be like? He told me it's going to be a hard, long winter because the squirrels have been busting their nuts. That's exactly what he said. So watch the squirrels. Here's a great fact. 3 Mile Island is only 2.5 miles long. It's like false advertisement. Much the same as lap dancing.
Did it shrink when the accident happened?
It might have shrunk. Probably shrunk from the cold weather. It's in Pennsylvania, you know. And this, I thought was good. I was going to save it for the Thanksgiving episode, but it's too funny. It's estimated that Americans consume 10 million tons of turkey on Thanksgiving Day. And due to turkey's high sulfur content, the Greg sees it coming. Americans also produce enough gas to fly a fleet of 75 Hindenburgs from Los Angeles to New York in 24 hours. Yeah. So think about that. Thanksgiving night, make sure you crack your windows because you could die from inhaling.
Careful with the open flame.
That's right, and be careful with the open flames. Yeah. All right. It's time, isn't it? All right. This week, on the Mom's Tattoo musical interlude, we've got a great, well, I mean, the band was all right, but I've got to tell you, keep your eye on the bass player, because this cat put everything he had into this performance. This is the IZA.
Everything just not for long. Look at the children frolicking. They living off my own flesh. Flesh away. Here's my little hide. Tasting every day. Remember feeling died. Yeah. Not a breaks long enough to say it's gonna cut, it's gonna blow the world away. It's not a threat after all we've been through. There ain't a damn thing left, and nothing left for me to do. If I still had the strength, I would go out on the roof and take it in just one last time. Oh, that was once mine. Now pick away at a ride from taste of septic blood. How long the dying takes when all that's left's mistakes. Yeah, that it breaks just long enough to say it's got a chord, it's gonna blow the world away. That's not a threat after all we've been through. There ain't a damn thing left, and nothing left for me to do. And I die. Static breaks just long enough to say they've got a gun that's gonna blow the world away. That's not a threat after all we've been through. There ain't a damn thing left, and nothing left for me to do. 500 pictures with the goes away. Destroying humans, making room for machines. 500 pounds at any time of day. There ain't a damn thing left except the glow in that old dream. Thank you. All right.
That was the IZA, and yeah, that bass player was bleeding all over the place. You play till your fingers are bloody. They were all right, and they did some of their songs with the hard, really thrashing rock like that, and they did do a couple of nice, real easy mellow tunes. So, and I believe that was a band from Keene. It's almost October, and the mailing went out today to all members of Cheshire TV because it is time for the annual election of the board of directors for Cheshire TV. I was asked if I would consider running for board of directors. And one of the things that you have to do, you have to get 10 people to sign a sheet, and you have to write up a little essay of your experience and your qualifications. So I was thinking my biggest qualification is I love TV. You know? I especially love Cheshire TV. I like to talk about Cheshire TV. I like to brag about Cheshire TV. And I like to go out in the public and do things with Cheshire TV. On top of the fact that I've been doing this show for 2 years, you know. So we've got elections coming up. So all you Cheshire TV members that watch this show, you know, fill out your ballots, fill out your nomination forms, fill out your ballots. A lot of people still don't understand public access TV. Public access means that we have control. It means that you won't watch, you know, Law and Order 24 hours a day, you know, or get stuck with the infomercials in the middle of the night. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on Cheshire TV, you get the same program you get during the day. Some of it may be a little bit racier because it's the middle of the night. But the programming is our choice, your choice. You know, if you have an idea for a show, come down here, make the show. It's easy, it's great. There's, you know, the local politics, city council, school board. There's, I mean, eventually there could be, you know, all the high school sporting events.
Just need people to do it.
Just need volunteers. And that's all it is volunteers. We need businesses to step up and sponsor Cheshire TV and realize the power that's here. You know, we could ruin people. You know, maybe. I mean, but compare us to like the mainstream media where they're pumping your heads full of stuff that you're just automatically going to believe, and they don't give two craps about you. We're here, this is local people. And yes, I've bad-mouthed, you know, about everybody on this show. The point is to make things better and to make people see some of the flaws in maybe the way they're thinking, or maybe other alternatives from the way that they're thinking. That's what this is about. I mean, we scream up and down about Court Street and how horrible it is to drive up and down Court Street. Because it is. I can't keep my car clean, for one thing. And traffic is a nightmare. The side streets, I mean, if you put enough traffic on these side streets, it's going to wear them out faster than if you didn't fix the main road, you know? But it's all about improving the community, bringing the community together as a whole. I mean, and it's network TV, cable TV these days. I just started watching last night. I watched my first episode of The Sons of Anarchy. Now, this is a TV show, FX, or the Fox network. And FX has had a lot of shows that are very gritty, edgy, no holds barred shows. There was The Shield, where the dude was a cop, and he was a great cop because he didn't worry about the minor guys. You know, I'm talking about TV in general. I moved on from Cheshire TV because I ran out of stuff to say. Basically. We could ask the public for suggestions if there's anything you want to see on Cheshire TV. Well, I mean, no, because every third day you're going to get the Gladiator movie at noon anyway. Because Lee likes to run those Gladiator movies and all those old public domain films at noon and at midnight. So that's what you see. But watch them because they'll open your eyes. It's history is what it is. Sure, they made all those movies. And, that's the thing I hate. A lot of people don't see the sense in buying DVDs because they figure you're going to watch it once and never watch it again. But great movies you'll watch over and over and over. I know because every time AMC shows Hunt for Red October, I watch it. Doesn't matter, it could be back to back, and I'll watch it twice. It's a great movie. This past week they've been showing War Games. I've been watching that with little tiny Matthew Broderick in it, causing the little nuclear holocaust or whatever, or almost nuclear holocaust. Yeah. Last week's episode was different. Wow, that was weird, Bruce. You left the luminance on. Last week's show was different.
See, anybody can screw this up.
Yeah, I noticed that last week. What I'm going to do, everybody knows, it's been no secret that from day one, I've wanted a late night show. I've wanted an after 10 o'clock show where I don't have to really worry about swearing or off-color jokes. You know, though a couple tonight I wanted to do, but I can't do it at 6 o'clock at night. I've got a new series that I'm going to be starting. And it's been festering for a while. But festering, yeah. Kind of eating away at me like a cancer inside, you know. But last week when I did the show, on my own last Friday, I realized that it's possible to do a show because I couldn't ask my crew to come in here at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, you know. So once I realized that I can do it myself, I talked to Lee. Things have been cleared. And my new show, Talk and Awe, will start airing Friday, October 17th at 10 p.m. Now that's like a pilot episode. We're going to do that one live. The following week, I believe it's the 24th of October, that original episode will repeat for that week. October 31st, there are no local shows on Cheshire TV because Saturday Fright Special is going to run a marathon for Halloween. Perfect. And we don't mind giving up our slots. I'll start weekly with Shock and Awe on November 7th, Friday night, November 7th at 10 p.m.
Talk and Awe.
Talk and Awe. What did I say?
You said Shock and Awe.
Did I say Shock and Awe?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I still
meant-
like Think Tank. Are you set on Talk and Awe?
I like Talk and Awe, yeah.
All right.
Think Tank's going to make me... if I don't appear too bright some weeks, people will go, he's not real bright. But if I call it Talk and Awe, they'll go, he's a little on the shocking side. The premise of the show is basically going to be me attacking everybody. Pretty much no one or nothing is safe. And getting mouthy about it, yeah. I'm going to start pulling clips from daytime talk shows and showing you folks, just the kind of crap that you're putting up with on network and cable TV. Some of the news anchors, I'll be ragging on them, be ragging on the politicians, and I'm going to try and edit out clips from speeches. I was going to start it on November 7th, but I decided to start it on October 17th because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of funny stuff later tonight on the presidential debate if it happens. A lot of great material, and I can use that on the 17th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of great, stupid quotes. But like I said, no one, nothing is safe. I'm going to talk about the ladies from The View. I'm going to talk about Regis and Kelly and Glenn Beck and Anderson Cooper and Bill O'Reilly and all these people that are, and this will be a totally nonpartisan, not like, you can tell Bill O'Reilly is, I think he's a McCain guy. But yet I believe that, like Glenn Beck, he's a Obama guy. And you can tell the difference in the news anchors. And you can tell they're not objective. They're not in the least bit objective. Bill O'Reilly, the no spin zone. That thing's wound so tight. You can't wind it anymore, And you can tell exactly where he stands. And guys like Rush Limbaugh, it's the same way. It's all slanted, everything. I'm not, because I could give a crap about any of these guys. Personally, I hate all politicians. I think the government is the only thing that's wrong with our country. If it wasn't for the government, before I go real crazy, this is where at 10 o'clock, I won't be caught for words because I'll just throw in a couple swear words to mark my points. But it's all comes from the fact that I want to do, I want a little bit more room. So I've arranged with Lee, a deal so that I can break in here Friday nights at 10 o'clock after hours and to pirate a show to you folks. Shock and awe. I'm shooting to be the next Howard Stern.
Talk and all.
Talk and awe.
Just bring yourself a roll of quarters because I'm going to put a little jar on your desk.
No, you're not. There will be no jars on my desk for quarters. I don't believe in making money off the English language.
I can find some slugs for you to put in.
Greg will give me slugs. See? And he don't mean the round kind. He means the squishy, gushy kind that you find under rocks. Try putting one of them in a soda machine. Yeah. So that's going to be the new show. Talk and awe. I still have to come up with an opening sequence for it. And like I said, the show on October 17th is basically like a trial run, just to make sure that I can handle the two shows, keep them separate. But basically, it's like a unfiltered late night, unfiltered or an unfiltered, uncensored kind of a thing, is what it is. And I'll tell dirty jokes. Just stupid things. Maybe, I don't know, review a porn movie once in a while. Who knows? But it'll be crazy anyway. And it'll be just me in the booth like last week. operating the computer and the sound and the board, and I'm sure it'll be very, very exciting every minute. All right. Tonight's video credit clip is the one that you heard the sound from last week, but you didn't see the picture because I forgot to key it in on the board. I'm telling you, Craig, you got to catch the DVD because it was a riot. I screwed up all over the place, left and right. It was like our first episode, you know? Pulling up things I didn't want to pull up, forgetting to bring my sound up after the music clip. Tonight's clip features the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. And the Thunderbirds team was activated at Luke Air Force Base on May 25th, 1953 to showcase the Air Force's best pilots. They moved to their current home at Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas in 1956 and have performed in front of or above more than 400 million people since then. Flying Lockheed Martin F-16 Fighting Falcon airplanes, they've headlined at air shows in all 50 states, as well as more than 60 foreign countries. And all the maneuvers that they perform are actual combat maneuvers that all our military pilots train for, Air Force and Navy. The Blue Angels is the Navy's showcase team. The Thunderbirds is the Air Force's showcase team. But that's what's going to be on the clip. I had got some cool music for it off the Pinnacle editing software that we've got. And, okay. Now I've got 1 minute, right? Thanks, Greg. All right. Up next on No Spin. Yeah, apparently this past week there was like 3 days in the Sentinel where they ragged on the fire department or something. I didn't read the Sentinel for those articles. So I don't know if they were ragging on the fire department or if it was just like this huge expose on the fire department. But next on No Spin, Fire Chief Gary Lamro joins Chris and Randy, and they're going to talk about the fire department. And you know Randy, he's really highly charged when it comes to the fire department because he's a former firefighter. I did volunteer firefighting in Marlboro for a couple of years, so yeah, I believe in the firefighters also. And I think that the firefighters should be one of the most important jobs in town. I want to thank my crew, thank my sponsors, Mom's Tattoo, Gemini Screen Print. Till next week, peace.
Hi, this is Mikey from Orange County Choppers, and you're watching Channel 8. you go.
Thanks, man.
Yep.